The third greatest team in NFL history is the 1972 Miami Dolphins. As many people know, they remain the only team in NFL history with a perfect Super Bowl season. They went 14-0 and defeated Washington 14-7 in Super Bowl VII, with simultaneously the number one offense and the number one defense in the NFL that season. 9 Pro Bowlers, 4 All-Pros. This team really had no weaknesses. They were incredible in all 3 phases of the game. Mercury Morris and the Dolphins jump out to a 3-0 record with their win against the Chargers. Miami wound up finishing the regular season 11-5. They won 1 possession games 7 times during the regular season. Mike Collins' interception against Buffalo was a big one, as Jim Kelly and the Bills were just a yard away from overtime. Miami was the number 6 offense in the league for the greatest team season and the number 5 defense, that no-name defense without a Pro Bowler. They were outstanding en route to the 5 seed in the AFC playoffs.
The Dolphins are getting on a bit of a roll here. Nice play calling and good execution. The defense looks a little confused right now.
The 2007 Patriots got in the way of Miami's number 1 seed. Warfield dropped the go-ahead touchdown, and then Greasy picked off Heat. Miami may have been swept in the 2 games against New England, but they were very good against just about everybody else. Now, in the middle of the season, the Dolphins suffered a 3-game losing streak and no spot worse than Week 13 at home against the Patriots with a shot for the number 1 seed on the line. They were humiliated against New England. And then the following week would lose 24-3 against Jacksonville, and that must have woken up the Dolphins, because the 1972 Miami Dolphins went perfect the rest of the regular season. A dominant run to the playoffs at 11-5. The Dolphins were sensational, especially on defense down the stretch of the year, and they needed another defensive masterpiece in Week 17 against the eventual champion 78 Steelers, and they did it against Bradshaw and company in Miami en route to that 5 overall seed. They began the playoffs with a 5-interception effort in the win against Manning and the 06 Colts. Then the following week won their final 1-possession game in a thriller against the Broncos in chilly Denver. But in the AFC Championship of the greatest team season, Pittsburgh outlasted Miami in South Florida and won the AFC title. The all-time Miami Dolphins, 2-time world champions with 10 members currently enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Take in the 1972 Dolphins and then swap out Greasy for Dan Marino as quarterback of all-time Miami. This team, with him at the controls, should be very lethal on offense. You plug in a guy like Tyreek Hill to go along with the guy from the 72 Dolphins, Paul Warfield, and then plug in Jalen Waddle at receiver as well. And you've got a stacked lineup at receiver and, of course, at quarterback with 2 Hall of Famers at the controls. This team should be very good. It's coming up soon, the all-time rosters franchise with the greatest 53 players of all 32 NFL teams put together to determine the greatest franchise of all time. This is the Dream Season Football League with Charger Dude 95.